Hello, welcome to Friday Nights with Emma. Sorry, a bit of a throat. We'll give everybody a minute to join. Mikey's on camera, so say hi to Mikey. Just let us know you're there when you get there. Link's here. Link's helping with camera work. How do you think?
People are here, just no comments.
Okay.
Oh, Carol.
Oh, hi, Carol.
Lorna.
Oh, hi, Lorna.
And Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Anne.
Hi, Anne.
Claudia.
Hi, Claudia.
Lorraine.
Hi, Lorraine.
Kate.
Hi, Kate. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. It's not quilting. Sorry, I'm concentrating.
Your mom says, oh, you're doing the waistcoat.
Yeah, this is the...
Beverly hopes you're feeling better.
Oh, hi, Beverly. Yes, much better.
Jackie.
Thank you. Hi, Jackie.
Diana also hopes you're feeling better.
Hi, Diana. Oh, thank you. Yes,
and
much
Sandy
better.
also
Thank you.
wishes you. And Christine.
Hi,
and
Christine.
Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. So tonight I thought I'd show you a sneak peek at next Sewing Street's project, which is on the 17th. And so my brother's asked me to make his waistcoat for his wedding, and he's bought the fabric. It's very gorgeous fabric. It's very expensive fabric, so I'm doing a trial run on some less expensive fabric to see how it comes out. It's not the first waistcoat I've made by any means, but I haven't used this pattern before. But it's looking good.
Anne is watching. Sandra's watching from Glasgow. Hope you are back to normal after the second vax.
Oh, yes, much better now. Thank you. Although Mikey got his today, so we'll see how he is tomorrow.
Anne is watching.
Hi, Anne.
Watching Wimbledon, doing EPP, and now a chat. Perfect day.
Nice. Perfect. Well, no, this isn't the only hand sewing I've got to do on this, but it's the first bit of hand sewing. I'm just sewing down the welts. So this is the pattern that I'm doing. I think it's an older one.
Dawn is watching.
It's a... Hi, Dawn. Yeah, 1994, it says on the back. Same age as Kaylee. But it's a classic. I like this pattern. I've got another waistcoat pattern, but I like this one better, actually.
And have you been ill?
Oh, yeah, only because of the second vaccine. That was last week. It sort of, it knocked me back a bit, which I'm not used to being ill. So it was a bit of a jolt. But absolutely fine now. Absolutely fine now. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so I thought I would I do some hand clothes sewing. I've never done it on here. Put it all out. That's one thing I have to admit, I could never be on Sewing Bee. Well, for lots of reasons, but one of the reasons is I don't like to cut out a pattern and then sew it immediately. I like to have at least a day in between. I like to have a cutting out day and then a sewing day. I can't do it all in one go.
Christine says, I think half the UK are in Cornwall caravanning.
Oh, there was a lot of caravans on the road today going places. I was out and about.
Judith hopes you are well, and not forgetting about Ruby.
No, so me and Ruby spent some time together today. I was at work, but we got to, I had to go visit some customers, so we did spend some quality time together. And it was dry. We got a tiny smidge wet for about a fraction of a second. But they were massive raindrops.
Diana says that material is beautiful.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's actually a cheapie off eBay, if I say that. It is, but it was perfect for what I need. So yeah, so Simon's asked me to do his waistcoat for his wedding. He's gone for a very beautiful fabric, but I think he would have gone more bright if he'd been allowed. So this is going to be his bright one that he can wear for whenever.
Sheila is watching. What a wet week we've had.
Yeah, it's been... Yesterday and today weren't too bad here, at least. But yeah, I don't know what the weekend's going to bring. I am ready for some dry weather, for sure.
And Neve is watching from Ireland.
Oh, hi, Neve.
She loves the fabric.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's a cotton. It's almost like a bit like an upholstery cotton, because it's quite a big weave, but it's perfect for the front of a waistcoat. Wait till I show you the back and the lining. These are just the front bits that I've started to do. I'm just sewing in the welts or the fake pockets.
Judy is watching.
Oh, hi, Judy.
Says she hopes you're feeling better.
Oh, yes, much better. Thank you. Although, I did have one gin and tonic when I got home from work. Now I'm on the water. But that is, yeah. It hasn't been a gin and tonic week.
Jackie says they've just had a massive downpour and thunderstorm.
That's where I got wet, actually. Just coming back out of Sainsbury's on the roundabout before you get to the hospital. Jackie will know where it is. Yeah, that between there and the what's the name of the next roundabout where the police station is? Thorpe Wood roundabout. Massive raindrops. That was about 5 o'clock, just before 5. But after the Thorpe Wood roundabout, well, I didn't actually. I was on the A47, so I didn't actually go on the roundabout. It was dry, and it was dry all the way home, and it hasn't rained here at all. So it's odd how you get little pockets. Yeah, so that's my front sort of done. So I've got two like that. Actually, and I did read the instructions. I read them last night before I went to bed. I cut everything out last night, and then my bedtime reading was my instructions.
Christine asks, will you be hand sewing the whole garment?
No. It's the only bit I was hand sewing were these little, what they call welts. So you machine sew them on at the bottom. So they're basically folded in half so that you've got a nice edge. All the edges are hidden inside. And then you just hand sew the edges. I suppose you could machine sew those edges, but it does look neater hand sewn because it's a bit invisible.
Your Sarah's watching.
Oh, hi Sarah.
Susan is watching.
Hi Susan.
And Jackie says you were so lucky. Some parts of Peterborough are flooded now.
Oh wow, yeah, I was lucky. I think I missed it just in time. It literally just started as I got there.
Diana says they've had no rain up in South Cumbria.
Oh. Ooh, South Cumbria sounds nice. Haven't been there for ages. This is going to be the lining and the backing. I think it's the same either way, roughly. Although it doesn't entirely matter because it's going to be on the inside. So it just has darts. That's the only bit I need to sew now. Are all the darts. And I'm glad I read the instructions. Pardon me. Because I do have pardon me, a waistcoat for Mikey that is partially done somewhere, but then I got to a point and I couldn't find the instructions and I couldn't remember how to finish it. But now I know. So as soon as I get my hands on it, because it will be put somewhere safe.
Karen says no rain here in Wigan. It's been a lovely day. Loving the fabrics. And yours, Sarah, says we're flooded water up to the back door. Aldi and Peterborough flooded. Queensgate room with water as well.
Oh, wow.
And Caroline says no rain in Berwick-upon-Tweed today. Cloudy but warm. Hoping the sun shines at the weekend.
Yes, that'd be nice. We like Berwick.
Claudia says been extremely dark here, but not a drop of rain.
Oh. Berwick was where we had a nice curry, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Berwick is nice.
Barbara is watching.
Oh, hi Barbara. Hope you're feeling okay. Ooh, I need to re-thread it because I was stealing thread from this.
Christine says no rain in Glasgow.
Oh.
And Terry says no rain in South Shields, but it's very cloudy and close.
Yeah.
Carol says no rain in Bristol, but it's been threatening all day. Black clouds all day. Oh, your Sarah says Queensgate's roof collapsed.
Oh, wow. I hope nobody was hurt.
They might have to change the carpet now.
It doesn't have carpet.
Oh.
It has that stone tile.
Beverly says overcast and muggy on the west coast of Scotland.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's really warm here. I mean, I was out on Ruby today and I just had my leather jacket on and short sleeve t-shirt and I was getting warm. Even going the speed limit, I was getting warm. It's a 60. We get a fair breeze.
Lynn says lovely day here in Bagshot. Went to Kew Gardens. Yesterday I was at Hampton Court Flower Show and the rain came down. And Jackie says, I wonder if that's the bit they're building in Queensgate.
Oh, could be. Because they are.
Karen asks, is Ruby okay now?
Oh yeah, Ruby's all fixed up. Running perfectly.
Annette will have to catch up later. The Wi-Fi is playing up.
Oh no. I'll put it on YouTube. I didn't put last week's on YouTube because there really wasn't much to write home about. But I'll put this week's on YouTube. Yeah, the other thing is if I couldn't go and serve because I would always be the person who didn't get their garment finished. I can't rush it. There's that bit, and then this bit, because I want to do something interesting. Let's see. So that will be this side, won't it? So then there is.
Your sir says it's the walkway through from Bus to John Lewis outside H&M.
Oh. That's all glass, that bit, isn't it? That bit is old. That bit is old as Queensgate is, which is what, from the 80s.
Bit dangerous, though. Hopefully nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's COVID's fault.
Oh yeah. Now this bit is going to be tricky because it's a convex and a concave. So, let me see what it says.
Karen asks, is the waistcoat for Festival of Quilts? No, it's for your brother's wedding.
Yeah, it's for my brother's, well, ultimately it will be for my brother's wedding. This one is a practice run, a dry run, basically, of the pattern. Because the fabric he's bought for me to make it, the front part, where this is, was like £85 a metre. So there's no room for any mistakes. So I thought I would do a dry run, make sure I know what I'm doing.
Just go for broke.
Before I actually cut into the really nice stuff. I've never used fabric that expensive before. So this bit.
No guts, no glory. He who dares wins.
Yeah, it just says to do it. So I'll pin it.
Karen says, "Oh wow, yes, practice first."
Only sometimes. But also, I mean, I've got to do it at a distance. So he's sort of near Aylesbury.
Jackie says Lincoln Road near Asda is deep flooded.
Oh. Oh.
It didn't come down here at all today. Here, I mean, here as in
No.
our house.
No, I mean, it's been dry. But then, I mean, like last Saturday, it was literally raining on the A47. And then as soon as I turned off the A47, it was dry, and it was dry all the way home.
Your Sarah says, "LOL, Aldi in Peterborough is flooded. Queensgate inside ceiling has collapsed as well." And Jackie says, "Burgess Boulevard."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't think that's Lincoln Road there, but unless she was thinking Morrison's.
I wonder how high the river is then.
Mm. Yeah, well, that'll be dodgy, and well, it'll be dodgy, but that'll be a bit close to home in Stanground because the river runs right behind it.
Diamond says, "I wouldn't say just go for it if you were making a waistcoat for me out of Star Trek fabric." Well, again, that will never happen.
If you buy the fabric, I'll make it.
Oh, there it is again.
I mean, Simon's. He actually went to a fabric shop and bought fabric.
I don't know. I don't know. You're the quilter. I'm still waiting for my maroon sleeves on one of my shirts. I can't wear it yet.
I'll tell you what, when you fix the mirror in the bathroom...
I don't think I can. I really don't think we can.
Well, get a man you can then.
I think we need to get a new mirror because I think that's an LED light. So once they go, they go.
We don't know. We haven't even opened it yet. You could have a fuse.
I don't even know how to open it. Karen says, "I bet there's Star Trek fabric at the Festival of Quilts. If there is, will you get me some, Olive?"
Maybe.
And my sleeves.
I've got your sleeves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're just not on the shirt. Maybe if you introduce the sleeves of the shirt, it'll just magically happen.
I think I'm going to have to have a look at that. Definitely doing it the right way. Yeah, definitely pinned on the right way.
Karen says we're funny.
I'm going to have to revisit that because it's not quite matching and I don't want to rush that bit. So I'm going to put that one aside and I am going to continue doing the darts. So I can do that bit. Ooh, oh, and these are my straps for the back. I will show you what I am doing for Sewing Street, one of the projects. So this is the book, which is all star quilts. Don't know if they've got, oh yeah, see? That's all diamonds. That's a nice one actually. Oh yeah, there you go. There's all of them. So these are just big star quilts.
I like the first one.
This one? Yeah, I quite like that.
That one's nice too.
This is the one that I'm doing. And they have made it in that colourway. And then also in another one, which I think is pink, aqua, and a pale colour. So that's the one. And it's all... No, not all of them. This one, however, is a lot like a Lone Star one, where you have to make diamonds, big diamonds. Sew the strips together, then cut them up.
Dawn says, well.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
And Karen says she loves the star quilts too.
I do like a star quilt. I like that one, how it's different. You've got different stars.
Caroline says they look lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see, you just sew the strips together and cut them up again. So they look very much like a Lone Star. So that, and then the other project, the other hour will be, I have 2 new hand piecing patterns that I'll be doing. And some nice fabrics. I haven't finished the first block yet, but I will post a picture because there's going to be bundles of fat quarters to go with them. And this one has one of the fabrics, and I'm not a big fan of monkeys, but this one has monkeys. And actually, when I've cut it out and made the block, it's actually really cute because I've been particular, if I put it that way. I don't like the other word for saying it. About how I cut my fabric so that you've got monkeys in each one, and it looks like they're just sort of peeking out from all over. I like it. I'll have to put a picture up about it.
Karen says that orange one would be nice for Halloween.
Oh yes.
And Jackie says traffic rerouted on Ondo Road, flooding.
Oh.
Pretty soon you're going to have to add Peterborough to the shipping forecast.
Yeah.
And Joan is watching.
Oh, hi Joan.
No.
Joe or Joan?
Joan.
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 Okay. Hi Joan.
And Joanne and Mum Maureen.
Oh, hi Joe. Hi Mum Maureen. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to repeat the Christmas Eve flooding event on Ruby. I don't know if I'll be able to show you the trick. I won't get that far. But the trick when you sew the back, the lining and the outside together.
You can do it next week if you want.
I might have it finished by then. We'll see. I think I might be able to do it on yours because yours is at that stage. If I find it.
Karen says, are there notches on the curved edges to help you match it up?
There is, but I don't think I cut them out. Or I don't think I marked them because I was very good and I traced the pattern. I haven't cut up the pattern. And I think I forgot to trace that bit. So I'm going to have to pull the pattern piece out and match them up.
Elaine asks, will the proper waistcoat have silk lining?
Well, oh, the proper waistcoat. It is. It's a silk brocade outer, and then it's got a really nice sort of grey silk back and lining. So it is proper plush. I think he spent like almost £200 on the fabric alone.
Laurie's watching.
Hi, Gloria.
Laurie.
Who?
Laurie.
Oh, Laurie. Hi, Laurie. You need to speak up because I can't understand what you're saying. Love you.
I think it's just probably you're not used to listening to me. I'm not well.
That's a bit pot kettle.
Yeah, I know. Karen says no pressure than 200 pounds on fabric. Who spends that much? Laughing emojis. And Joanne says she was just about to ask how my week has been. And Christine says the look of doom.
will do the tie backs up. It's clever how they do the tie backs. You have to sew them into the dart on the outside. So this will be the inside part of the lining. So I'm just doing the darts as is, and then I'll do sew the tie backs together.
Jackie says this would make a good sitcom. And Lori says her miniature book and seagull material have arrived.
Oh, yay!
And she says, I'm living on the edge. Claudia asks, do you just have to make one waistcoat or one for the best man?
Oh, yeah. No, just one waistcoat. We don't know who the best man is yet, because there's a bit of story behind that. So this will be my brother's 4th wedding. And to all the previous 3, he's had the same best man. I don't think he's having the same best man for this one. I don't know who the best man is for this one.
Karen says your brother likes fruitcake then.
That's what my dad used to say. He's like, we can buy you wedding cake. You don't have to get married. But incidentally, he does like fruitcake. I've actually made one. Because there may be some. Yeah, I can hear my dad saying that. In our defense, Simon laughs about it too. So he even lost count. He said this is going to be his 5th. So he laughs. This one. Let's put the corners on that. Let's see. Try to be delicate to get this through. I know there are proper tools for this, but...
Elaine says you could sew a good luck token inside the waistcoat.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Oh, I bet actually I could find something for Mum. From Nanny and Grandad.
Yeah.
Nanny and Grandad Bradford.
Yeah, that would be a good. I think he would like that too.
Very good idea. There we go. So there's one of those. That's the longer one. I don't remember which way they go. Which side? I should probably look, shouldn't I? I'm sure there's a right way and a wrong way. So
Karen asks, when is the wedding?
Short is on the left. 1st of October. Remember, short is on the left.
S equals L.
Okay. Yeah, and it's at the place that John talks about in Marlow.
Judy says, sew a 4-leaf clover on the inside.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And Joanne asks, how much notice did you get?
Oh, yeah, he did ask quite a while ago. So, and he's got the fabric now. I've got the pattern, so it's just a matter of getting the pattern and the fabric together.
Karen says that's her brother's anniversary, the 1st of October.
Oh, so cool. He did ask for a cravat and a bow tie to match. There is a pattern for a bow tie in this one, but it's quite skinny because it's old-fashioned.
Why would you have a cravat and a bow tie?
No, for later. He doesn't want it to match. But if anybody knows of a good pattern for a bow tie and a cravat, please let me know. I'm sure there's must be. A cravat would be easy to do anyway. He's just getting the right shape and the right size.
Joanne says early October can still be nice and warm and not too toasty.
That's true. That's true.
I think we're going to have a warm winter this year.
I hope we have a warm something at some point. I've still got 12 days of holiday to use up. Well, technically, no, yeah, 12 days I think.
I have 15.
Well, you need to get yours used sooner than mine.
Yeah, no, it's almost.
You better start booking.
It's almost August.
Getting warm.
Claudia says heat wave is on the way apparently.
Ooh.
And Joanne also says next week is supposed to be warm.
Nice. Lots of Ruby writing.
Lori says the 2 guys from Sewing Street may have a pattern.
Oh, you Mike Francis. That's true.
Karen says she made a cravat for her sister-in-law's husband for their wedding.
Oh.
She just bought one and opened it up to use as a pattern.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And Jackie says, I love how you're snipping the corners straight onto the floor. I do the same right next to my thread catcher. And Karen says, heat wave from the 19th, apparently.
Ooh.
Freedom Day. And the sun will open up onto the heavens.
Yeah. So this has to be pinned here. Okay, so this is the short one. Short one goes on the left. Pardon me. And then they get hidden inside the dart. Or edges get tucked into the dart. Cool. At least in theory, that's how it works.
Joanne says this doesn't look easy.
Oh, it's actually not too bad. I actually started, well, I started sewing clothes before I started quilting. Although I didn't pursue it much. But I made Kaylee, when Kaylee was born, I made her some baby clothes. And these little patterns, I tell you, they tell you everything you need. See, there's an interfacing guide. There is what sort of fabrics to use for what's good for what. Adjusting, although I'm not very good at adjusting. It is so, if you really actually read the instructions, they are so good, so good. And I started making baby clothes.
Your Sarah's not impressed with your nails. Good job, she's seeing you on Tuesday, she says.
Yeah, they're looking a bit RUFF.
And Karen says, how's Link? Is he not playing tonight?
Oh, he was here. I think he's on the landing. But yeah, he was at the beginning. Link? Are you there? Link?
He might be already in bed.
Yeah, he just has been going to bed early. Ahead of us. He's getting old. Well, he's not that old. I think he's only like 3. I think. Make sure that's all pinned. Do want to make sure that gets tucked in.
Joanne asks, she's never made any clothes, just did cross-stitch and then moved into quilting. Any suggestions on where to start?
I would start with a pattern like this one, because it does tell you a lot of very useful stuff. Trace the pattern, don't cut into it, because that's what I used to do, because I didn't know better and I was also a bit lazy. This is the first time I've traced, but I do recommend it because then you can reuse the patterns. There is a type of pattern, it's called So Easy or New Look, or there is a range of patterns that are designed for being simpler. Then these are a little bit more complicated, but you can find those. So I would start with probably, trying to think, I would just choose a garment that you think would be really useful, actually, because if you really are interested in, something you would actually wear, then you're more invested in it, if that makes sense. I also started doing jersey a few years ago with PDF patterns, and if you go on Facebook, there is there's one company called Patterns for Pirates, and there's one which is literally their sisters, made for mermaids, and they both have patterns. They're PDF patterns, so you buy the pattern, you download it, and then you get it printed. And there is a place on the South Coast, Blackfriars Printing. They started doing, because we started sending our orders down there to get printed, because they come in A0 patterns, so big patterns. You can print them off at home as well if you want to, like on your regular printer, but then you have to piece everything together, which is a pain. So it's easier to just get the A0 ones printed, and I set them there, and those have been really easy. And I did my cocoon cardie, which is the first one I ever did, which is so easy. And I think Dawn can vouch as well, that sewing the jersey, even on a conventional machine, you don't have to have an overlocker, is really easy. And on that Patterns for Pirates group, fans group, you can ask any question you want and somebody will be there to help you as well. So that is also another route to go down.
Laurie says Jules Fallon patterns are good to start with.
Oh, okay.
Carol says, how about a simple shell top? Terry says Vogue, do some extra easy patterns.
Yeah.
And Karen says simplicity. do some good beginning patterns, and also Simply Sew are good patterns to start with.
That's the one. That's the one I was thinking
And
of.
she also agrees, pick something you want to make and wear.
Yep.
And Joanne asks, with jersey, do I need different needles/threads?
Polyester thread, because you want it to have a little bit of stretch in it. I actually use the bottom line or the top line, which is, it's a nice stretchy polyester thread. The reason I say polyester is because the first one I did use cotton, but because the fabric stretches, the cotton doesn't. If you get pressure on the seam, if you pull it, basically your thread will snap. Whereas if you've got polyester, one, it's stronger, and it has a little bit of stretch in it too, so it won't just snap, and then you won't lose your your seam. Needles, you can use jersey needle or ballpoint needle, stretch needle. Different companies call them different things. This is a twin stretch needle. They just have a rounded end rather than it being pointy. But I've used conventional needles as well, and they seem to work just fine. I actually use conventional needles in my overlocker, and it works just fine.
Link's here now.
There's Link. There's my boy. Right, let's see how that turned out.
Joanne says, thank you, and thank you to you and everyone else. I might just try and be brave and go for it.
Yeah, do. There we go. See? It worked. It looks a little bit rude. Or is that just me? Oh, that's my other one. I think, oh, the other patterns that are quite nice, Maven patterns. They also come in PDF or in paper ones. They're an English company. They do one, which I've got the pattern, I haven't made it yet, which is an apron dress. So it's an apron front and then it crosses over in the back. You probably want to wear it with leggings. I don't think you'd want to wear it as a dress because I think it shows your bum in the back, maybe.
And Terry suggests go off your actual body measurements, not your usual dress size. Sewing patterns are sized differently.
Yes, yes, definitely. Oops. Thank you, my love.
And Karen says, go for it. It's only fabric, and whatever happens, you'll learn something. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Well, I'll tell you something, if this might encourage you. So I don't know if you saw me on Sewing Street last time, that magenta type dress that I wore. So that dress I made from a vintage Vogue pattern. And I bought the fabric and I worked really hard on it and I wore it and I tried it on and I'm like, oh, this really doesn't fit. And it was very demoralizing because I'd spent so much time working on it and trying to be really good and doing it neatly and nicely. And then I tried it and I'm like, oh, I didn't really like it. Put it away for probably a good couple of years and then pulled it out because I'm like, well, I've got to finish this at some point. And just readjusted it, went a little bit off pattern and adjusted it to fit me, and now it's like one of my favourite dresses. So even if you make something and you don't like it immediately, don't just give up on it, because it could be that if you look at it with fresh eyes, that actually it turns out to be something really nice. Now I want to make another one day, at some point. There we go.
Joanne says, thank you, I feel encouraged.
Oh, good, yay. And the other thing I'll say about the jersey is that I find the jersey sometimes easier to work with and to fit your body, because it's stretchy and it's a bit more forgiving. So you can, yeah, I've been happier with the jersey things that fit me nicely than some of the other bits. It's not as scary as you think it's going to be. So yay. So those are those bits. Now,
Lorna asks, how's your coat coming along?
I haven't been able to work on it lately because I've been so busy doing other things, and the hand sewing that I have had to do hasn't been coat related. I've been finishing. Oh, I can tell you guys about this because I've got some more quilts and I'll show you some pictures. So I was contacted by a lady who inherited some unfinished quilts from her aunt. And she really wanted them to be finished so that they could be passed down to the nieces and nephews, basically. Make sure I'm doing that right. So I did the first one. I just got a top, and I added the backing, the wadding, and did the binding on that one. I took that back this week, and I've picked up some more. One that's just a repair, because it's a very nice hand sewn cathedral windows quilt, but it's been very much loved, so the stitching is just coming undone. That's the only part that needs to be fixed on it. And then another one where the mice have gotten to it, which does need to be properly repaired. But this lady, I learned, because after working on her quilt, it's like, you feel like you know somebody, kind of, because you're sort of finishing what they started. But she was a local midwife. She used to go around. Actually, she trained as a midwife in London, and it was just like called Midwife. Like, she used to like to watch there, and she said it was exactly like that. She wasn't in that part of London, but it was exactly like that when she did her training. And yeah, she was a local midwife up here. Used to go around on her bike. Delivered some of her nephews and nieces as well. That was cool. I thought that was cool. So it's nice to hear about another quilter. Oh, the other thing I'll say about clothes compared to quilting is that the seam allowances are much bigger. So for most of the patterns which are like this, although it will say on there, sometimes they vary, they're usually about 5/8 seam allowance, unless it says different. The jersey ones tend to be 1/2 inch seam allowance, but again, it varies.
Joanne says that's so lovely that you'll be able to finish them and complete her work.
It was a nice feeling to get that quilt finished and delivered. And they were really happy with it. And they really gave me carte blanche. So they're like, you finish it however you think it should be finished. So, and they really liked how it was done. That's one shoulder seam, which that's right. I was a bit nervous. That's going to look quite nice, isn't it?
Very 70s. Joanne says, have you done your own thing or did you look up patterns?
My thing for what?
The quilt.
Oh, so it was a quilt top. So the quilt top was finished completely. I just needed to quilt it and bind it basically. So it was just a choice of the quilting pattern, the thread, the backing to use on it, and the binding. They left that completely up to me how to finish it all off. And then for the other one that I need to do, it's just a case of pulling it. It'll be a case of pulling it apart. It's a quilt. It's a hexagon quilt that hasn't been quilted at all. It's just been layered up, and then the backing, there's satin around the edge. So I can't remember exactly how she did it, but it's just layered up and then sort of, it's not bound even, it's just sort of the back brought to the front. And what do I say? What's that word? Bagged. It's been bagged, basically.
Elaine asks, where do you leave a seam open to bag it out?
On the quilt or on this?
I think that.
This. So on this, what I'll do is you basically, this will be the outer part, and then the lining will be basically the same size, and then you sew everything together except your edges. You leave all of the edges open, so you'll sew along the bottom and along all the front, along the bottom of the back, and then you leave the sides open, and so then you turn it out through the sides, and then machine sew the sides together carefully, and then you hand sew the lining on each side, and then it's done. So if I find Michael's got a llama waistcoat somewhere that I just need to, it's been bagged out, I just need to sew the sides together. I just couldn't remember how to do the sides. And actually, before I go much further, I've got to make sure I transfer the pattern, the button spacing to the front.
Demons says, I have been making tunics from the Lotta Jans Dottie book. Oh. They are really simple, but I have been practicing French seams and getting my sleeves in has improved. It's all learning.
Nice, yes. I cheat with getting my sleeves in.
Elaine says, I seem to think I had to leave a shoulder open when I made a waistcoat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be too. And then just sew that bit up. So, that's like that, that's like that. Let me put it over. There. Now, I need to work out which side, because I've marked both sides. Where's my pattern gone? What happened to it? What happened to my pattern? Oh, here it is. So it is that over that, right?
What are you, the buttonholes?
The buttonhole goes that over that, doesn't it? So the buttonholes go on this side.
No, the buttonholes.
Yeah.
The buttonholes go
on the
on
left side.
this side.
The left side. Buttonholes will go on here.
Yes. Yes. They go on, yes, on the left side.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to show up there. Let's see.
Karen says, I like the paisley fabric. Is that on your website?
Oh, no, it's not. It's not one of mine, I'm afraid. It's it was a cheapy eBay buy. It's nice. It's sort of like upholstery fabric. Not very thick, but heavier than quilting cotton for sure.
Joanne asked if I'm going to get a Star Trek waistcoat.
No, but you will get a llama waistcoat at some point.
Well, I thought that was for the wedding too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Carol says GBSB did a waistcoat one week, and the graphic showed how to turn the waistcoat.
Yeah, but I saw that one, but I also it's turned out. Michael's is turned out. I remembered how to do that bit. It was the bit after that how to sew the edges together that I forgot.
Karen says no drama llama.
That's exactly why he has a llama waistcoat, because he is a drama llama.
I am not.
You are. You're such a drama llama.
Well, it's because you're 100% opposite, so I got to keep the universe in balance.
Somewhere here, there's got to be. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do.
What are you looking for?
Oh, I was looking for a pencil. What time is it anyway?
It's 20:57.
Oh, so it's almost. Yeah, time's almost up. Okay. We'll see how that goes. I might finish that tomorrow. I'll mark my There isn't much more to do to it actually, except for this facing. That I'm gonna have to figure out. I'll just do another dart. I think this is the only dart left to do, isn't it? Yeah, that's the back. That one's done. So this is the last dart. So I'll do this one, and then we'll call it a night. Thank you for joining.
Joanne agrees with me. In terms of evolution, it's the dramatic ones that point out the danger and keep everyone else safe. That is so true. It is a heavy burden we carry. The unsung heroes, some might say.
Mm-hmm. It's such a drama llama.
Joanne says that's what she says to hubby anyway.
And then I'm going to have to fathom out how to get these on. Oh, I have a question for everybody. Where can I get the best marzipan, like for cakes marzipan? Does anybody have a brand that they recommend that is good?
Judy says make it yourself. It's very easy.
Yeah, I could. But that's way more effort than I was planning to put into
Your Sarah says, are you doing the wedding cake as well?
it. Well, there is a spare. So I've got an air and a spare cake. So one is to taste, to see if it's any good, and then the other one might end up being one of the wedding cakes. I suggested that everybody should just bring a cake.
Joanne says, I don't know, but I love eating it. And Claudia says, Hotel Chocolat.
Oh, they do a marzipan. Okay.
And Lorna loves marzipan.
I think there's a Hotel Chocolat in Stanford.
Or Hotel Chocolate.
Chocolat.
Diamond's not a big fan of marzipan.
Oh. Yeah, it's one of those.
Carol says Renshaw is good.
Oh, okay.
And Sandra says Marks and Spencer, but that was at Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's most of it. I have gotten it from Waitrose because they always have good baking things. But
Elaine says there is. I've been today.
at Waitrose, Sainsbury's or
Marks and Spencer.
Marks and Spencer. Okay, I might have to make a trip into Stanford tomorrow and pick some up. Okay, well that's it didn't get completed. See, I wouldn't have made it in the time, definitely. All my darts are done. My front is done, so I'm quite excited about that. I just have to fathom out these facings.
Karen says Dr.
Waker?
Waker, she uses for her cakes, but ask your brother, he's the fruit cake expert.
That is true.
Elaine says Hotel Chocolat in Stanford.
Oh, okay.
Joanne says Sainsbury's did one a while back with orange in it.
Ooh.
And Lorna says I suppose it's a bit like Marmite. You either love it or hate it.
Yeah. I think almond flavouring is so cheap that it's put in a lot of different things. Although I know Sarah likes almonds because she likes those little almond cakes, which are very tasty.
Karen says hello to Link.
Sorry?
Karen says hello to Link.
Hello, Link. You got a thread. You do. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody, tonight. Hopefully that was interesting. Too much love, moms. Okay. Too much love. And have a good weekend. And we will see you next week.
Good night, all.
Bye.